Guys, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End and Fry from, well, the floor. As you can see, we have still not found the caller, but I have some Monday musings as I was stuck in traffic forever. And if you have not watched The Sandlot, I highly recommend it. It is a must-see movie. It is family friendly. It is hilarious. Um, and when I was 12, you know, Benny was super cute. Now that I'm older, that's a little bit weird, but when I was 12, he was super cute. Any hoozle. First off, I got married so I would never have to go on the freeway again or drive because unlike Joe from, our famous Joe who lets his wife drive him, I am firmly of the belief that if I got married, I never had to drive on the freeway again. Now, Mr. Mo seems to think that we should, share driving duties. That is no. That is a no-go. We do not share. I do not drive. I scroll on my phone and read my smexy books. This is how we do this. This is what happens, and of course, my co-host leaves me. I start ranting. He's like, "No, she is in for a rant. We are leaving. We have left the building." Any hoozle. So, something struck me today, halfway between, trying desperately to get to this dental appointment. We chose a dentist who is about an hour away, and there is a reason for that for our boys. Our oldest son had a terrible, no good, very bad dental experience. We went to Cool Smiles. Look, I'm going to name and shame Cool Smiles. You know who you are. I'd signed a waiver. They do the gas and air kind of thing. And I'd sign a waiver. Now, look, this is going to sound terrible, and I don't mean it to sound terrible, but the assistant woman at the front desk, I think she might have been maybe learning English as a second language or something, but there was a little bit of a barrier. So I said, "If he's having trouble, can I come back?" And she said, "Sure, yeah." Now, that did not happen. So what happened with my oldest son is apparently he was traumatized. They put him in a papoose and continued to do his dental work. So he was traumatized. So we finally found a dentist that is an hour away, but I can sit with them. She is awesome, great dentist. So I am willing to drive an hour away. Now, Indiana has one major thoroughfare around the city called 465. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is what Dante was talking about in the Nine Circles of Hell. I'm pretty sure that he had 465 in mind. Governor Holcomb, or look, you know what? Governor, seriously, we have been under construction for like 800 and jillion years. Come on now. Construction should have been done like 67 years ago. I think construction started when I was pre-birth, seriously. Any hoozle, we are in construction, and, when you are realizing that you are in, I like to label these days, the Mondayest of days. You wake up and you have a list of things that you wish to achieve. And every time you go to achieve something, nothing ends up going right. It gets achieved, but there are some kind of obstacles. You go try to find your dog's collar that you took off, and you're pretty sure you were under the influence of NyQuil, and you have no idea where a NyQuil person put it. You know, you have to surrender to the Mondayest of days. Now, middle kid in the back was, nonetheless like, "I'm getting out of school, I care less, but mom, if we don't get back in time, I'll miss lunch, so can we please get lunch?" Well, around this time, it is 10 o'clock, and I am not familiar in the area that we are at. There is, like, one Hardee's, a an adult bookstore, and, like, a Tesla parking, place, and I'm like, "Well, we've got some options here, kid." And I was like, "You know what? gas and then he decides to tell me that he needs to use the restroom, and I'm like, "Well, we're not gonna go to the adult, you know, bookstore, and I'm pretty sure the Tesla place won't let us in," and the Hardee's didn't even look like it was open. It was maybe not the area of town where generally Mo would get out. So we went to the gas station, and here I am just heaping piles upon piles of mom guilt. We have had to redo this doggone dental appointment, several times because one is sick and, with the new standards of everything with the, virus we're never supposed to name. If one person in the house has experienced anything, then you have to cancel. I mean, like I said, great dentist. She is awesome. So I'm willing to make these sacrifices, but I am just heaping piles of mom guilt upon myself. And I'm thinking, I am going to have to give my son gas station pizza. Now, what he is thinking is score gas station pizza. So, it made me stop and think, look, you know what? Maybe it wasn't the accomplishment I had in mind, getting the dentist thing off my list of things to do, but I got some alone time with middle son, which in a large family is sometimes hard to get done. You know, even in a small family, sometimes there is just chaos. I don't know how some families do, like kids in taekwondo and t-ball and dance and interpretive art and God knows what else. Y'all amaze me. I've got introverted kids, I'm glad. Well, except for one who's in everything, and I'm like, "Y'all are just nuts." So, he is stoked that he gets to pick out his own, pop and his own pizza. I mean, he is, like, just beyond excited. So, surrendering to the mundayness of the day, we drive back, I get him into school. The lady's like, "Do you have a note?" I'm like, "We didn't even get to the dentist." I'm like, "Look, it has been the Mondayest of Mondays, alright? We tried. We attempted, we did not get there." So then I have to go to the pharmacy and ask the lady, I was like, "Hey, since my kids are old enough to, semi-drive, can they pick up their own prescriptions?" Well, apparently no, not until they're 18, so there you go, parents. But they hadn't run it through insurance, and, I was the only one in line at this point, so I'm thinking, "Okay, gonna be great, but I'm not paying $80 for this, so they're gonna need to run it back through." Line like 10 people deep behind me, and it is taking, honestly, about 5 minutes, but it felt like forever because you've got those, like, 10 people behind you, and you're just like, "Oh, for the love of Cheetos. Look, y'all, I'm not even here having a chat fest. They had to run it back through. I don't know why they didn't first place. Same kids, same house, no idea." You just surrender to the mundaneness of Mondays. I come home and of course, the cats have taken it upon themselves to knock every single glass over. And since my lovely husband followed every list that I had to go to Sam's Club and Aldi's for me, but he just puts the boxes on the counter. So now all of the cardboard is soaked in with the water. And I'm just like, you know what? Okay, we will just clean this up. So, I had all great intentions to get noon news done. And no, some days are just going to be like this. And that's okay. I mean, your voice is gonna sound like hopefully I'll be a baritone. I've always wanted to have a super deep voice. Of course, when I was 5, I, for some reason, thought Yosemite Sam was awesome, and I wanted a handlebar mustache like it was nobody's business. Look, when I said I was an odd child, look, my mom may wonder about me for a long time. May have been confusing my mother for years, so she might rightfully be a little worried about me from, childhood, okay? But, It was at that point in, waiting for them that I bought an extra daggone collar from Amazon. I bought a heater because, we can't find the heater from last year. My room is right over the garage, so it is the coldest room in the house. And, just let go and let God at this point. Some days are like that, and if you are having a Monday, I suggest if you are having the Mondayest of days, the best thing I have found, and it may or may not work for you, but what I have found it works for me, is to simply surrender to the mundaness. Just expect everything to go and take a bajillion times longer. Cut corners where you can. Don't be too hard on yourself. Look, tomorrow may be the awesomest of Wednesdays or whatever it is. I know tomorrow is Tuesday. I'm not that blonde, although I do have about an inch and a half that I need to get taken care of. But that's the thing. Look, we pile so much on ourselves. Like this weekend was just a loss. And had so many ideas. I was gonna get going on this, paramedic case, and oh my gosh, I was gonna do so many things, and I was gonna have our tree up, and I was gonna actually get stocking stuffers, and, youngest daughter was gonna fill her Amazon cart, and I was gonna buy everything and then wrap it, so it takes out the surprise, but, whatever, at this point, teenagers are weird and interesting creatures, and I have just decided to treat them like, alien visitors to this planet. And, that may possibly attack at any point, but for right now, they're being peaceful and she is being kind and trying to help out. So, it is what it is. But this year has been all about just surrendering to the mundaness of things. So, that is my musing for today. This is for members only at first, and then it will go out to everyone. Again, excuse my voice. Um, you know, again, also in confession mode for reasons that I cannot explain, do not condone, and should never have started. I started vaping this year. My goal is to stop vaping by the end of the year. So, you know, while I love sounding like your local, 30 pack a day Virginia Slim, connoisseur, hopefully I will kick that habit and we will no longer talk about it. But, you know, stress happens, things happen. We are so hard on ourselves. That's why I always say something nice about yourself because I can say something nice about everybody else. But when it comes to me, Friberto would like to say hello, hello to you and yours. But when it comes to saying something nice to me or yourself, sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle with how hard we are on ourselves. So, just surrender. We're not meant to be perfect. We're meant to be, you know, the weirdest, craziest, bright, shining diamonds that we are. So, just enjoy that. It'll be okay. Mondays only come but once a week. Must you bite? Yes. No, why is it you stop. Alright, well, someone would like more attention because he's like, "You is paying attention to someone else, and not even though it's, you guys." Attention whore. Any hoozle. Those are my thoughts. So if you're having a bad day, if you're heaping a lot of, guilt and shame upon yourself, enough. Enough. You don't need to carry it. You're done. You got more stuff to deal with. It's not like it's gonna help you do anything. Make life a little bit easier on yourself. And of course, now he comes around. Have a wonderful day. Say something nice to yourself. Say two something nices about yourself. Sirbert, really? You know this was supposed to be mine, right? It was my angry octopus that I got because Greta got one and she got yelled at about it. Well, now it's my octopus. All right, any hoozle, I'm gonna go because Mr. Frybert seems to think that he's been woefully abused and, neglected this entire day, and I'm going to try to rotate laundry and get some stuff cleaned. Fry is going to destroy the bipolar octopus. We have things to do. We are busy people. Have a wonderful day. You guys know who you are. Come on, we'll be good. Celebrate the Mondayest of Mondays. Bye, guys.